The story of the Hindenburg Disaster is a real and tragic event in aviation history. It was May 3, 1937, and excitement filled the air at the Friedrichshafen airfield in Germany. The Hindenburg, the pride of German engineering, stood tall and ready for its journey across the Atlantic. The massive airship, filled with hydrogen gas, was a symbol of luxury and technological advancement. It had made several successful flights before, carrying passengers in a style unmatched by airplanes of that time. The Hindenburg was 804 feet long, almost as long as 3 football fields. Inside, it had a dining area, sleeping cabins, and a lounge where passengers could relax and enjoy their journey. People on board were excited to experience the smooth and quiet ride, unlike the noisy and bumpy airplanes of that era. Some passengers marveled at the unique design of the airship, admiring the fine craftsmanship and attention to detail. The walls were decorated with maps and paintings, showcasing the adventurous spirit of air travel. As the passengers boarded, Captain Max Pruses and his crew performed final checks. Among the passengers were businessmen, journalists, and tourists eager to reach their destination, Lakehurst, New Jersey, in the United States. Many of them were fascinated by air travel and wanted to experience the grandeur of flying in the world's largest airship. The crew members moved efficiently, ensuring everything was in order before departure. The weather was favorable, and the takeoff was smooth, setting the stage for what seemed to be another successful voyage. The Hindenburg took off gracefully, soaring through the sky like a majestic whale gliding through the ocean. The journey was smooth, and the passengers enjoyed breathtaking views of the vast Atlantic Ocean below. Meals were served in the elegant dining room, and conversations about the future of air travel filled the space. Some passengers took the opportunity to write letters, which would be delivered upon arrival. Others played card games or read books, making the most of their time aboard the luxurious airship. During the flight, the crew maintained regular communication with the ground. They monitored weather conditions and adjusted the course accordingly. The pilots took turns at the helm, ensuring the ship remained steady and safe. Meanwhile, the engineers checked the engines and gas levels to maintain balance in the airship. Everything appeared to be in perfect order, and there was no sign of trouble. However, unknown to everyone, the journey would soon take a tragic turn. On May 6th, after a smooth journey across the Atlantic, the Hindenburg approached its final destination, Lakehurst Naval Air Station in New Jersey. The passengers eagerly watched through the windows as the ground crew prepared for landing. It was a cloudy day, and light rain had dampened the airfield. Despite this, spirits remained high, and passengers gathered their belongings in anticipation of disembarking. As the massive airship descended, ground crew members grabbed the mooring ropes to secure it. Suddenly, without warning, a spark ignited the hydrogen gas inside the ship. In a fraction of a second, the Hindenburg burst into flames. A huge fireball erupted, engulfing the airship in bright orange and red flames. People on the ground screamed in horror as the massive structure collapsed within seconds. The towering inferno lit up the sky, creating a scene of unimaginable devastation. Passengers and crew members desperately tried to escape the burning wreckage. Some jumped from the windows, while others ran towards the exits, trying to save themselves from the deadly inferno. The heat was unbearable, and thick black smoke filled the air, making it difficult to see. The radio broadcast of the disaster captured the famous words of reporter Herbert Morrison, "Oh, the humanity." His emotional voice conveyed the shock and sadness felt by the entire world. The disaster was witnessed by dozens of spectators, including journalists who had gathered to document the airship's arrival. Of the 97 people on board, 62 miraculously survived, but 35 people lost their lives, including crew members and passengers. One ground crew member also died. The tragedy shocked the world and raised serious questions about the safety of hydrogen-filled airships. Families of the victims mourned their losses, while survivors recounted the terrifying moments leading up to their escape. Some suffered severe burns, while others were left emotionally scarred by the traumatic event. After the disaster, investigations were conducted to determine the cause. Some experts believed static electricity caused the explosion, while others suspected sabotage. However, the true cause remains a mystery to this day. The Hindenburg disaster marked the end of the airship era, as people lost trust in the safety of such flights. The aviation industry shifted its focus to airplanes, which quickly became the dominant mode of air travel. In the years that followed, safety regulations for air travel were improved, and hydrogen was no longer used in passenger airships. Despite the advancements in aviation technology, the memory of the Hindenburg disaster remains alive. It serves as a powerful reminder of both the ambitions and risks associated with early aviation. Documentaries, books, and historical records continue to tell the story of that fateful day, ensuring that future generations remember the tragedy that changed air travel forever.